Good evening and welcome to another episode of Dansu and Dragons. Welcome to Session 3. Yay. I'm your host, Michael, and here we have our players, Laura, Venus, and Erica. And now we're going to get jumping into yet another episode of our show. When last we left our intrepid band of adventurers, they had plied some information out of prisoners in the city barracks, in city guard barracks of Southgate, the criminals who had attempted a brazen robbery with explosives of Rory's Pawn Emporium just the day before. After getting that information, and then magically befuddling and stealing back a bribe from a guard, the party went to enjoy a tasteful luncheon at a seaside cafe, where they oversaw something strange happening in a plaza in town. Kneeling before a magical statue that the city of Southgate was known for was a blue-skinned fishman with a trident, kneeling in supplication before the statue. Introducing himself when the party approached through the existing crowd as Chorus, a paladin and knight of Castle Challenger, the party may have made a friend. So he stands there with his dopey smile as he extols the virtues and great history of his people, and the great wars they have fought beneath the waves, in the name of justice, and protection, and his oaths. Especially honor.
Honor! Anyway, he doesn't have any, like, scars on the side of his face.
He does not.
Right? Oh. Anyway.
Doesn't sound like he's doing a lot of fun to me.
So if I recall, he just asked us where we were from.
Mm-hmm. And you had named your Gnome McGnome village.
Yep. That I still probably should have come up with a name during the break for, but...
Well, while that break was 2 weeks for you at home, it was but moments for us.
Magic.
And then I played him some beautiful music on my instrument.
Well, how does that go, by the way?
It depends on how he reacts to it.
I'm inviting you to toot the kazoo for the new day.
A little something like this. I'm really bad at this.
Sound like a duck.
Well,
Don't clap at that.
he's from underwater and apparently has no taste, as he finds your music quite enjoyable.
God, of course
Either
he
that, or
does.
or he's being incredibly diplomatic and sincere.
Oh my god.
I knew it.
Huh.
He's my new best friend.
I think Gita made a friend.
Your music is pleasing and well-passioned.
That is true.
Oh my god, thank you! Oh, I knew I was going to be a success when I came here. That's what my family said. Thank you
The
for
praise and suggestion of family is always worthwhile, he says, but kind of looking out to the waves, perhaps with a longing expression on his face, that then gives way to a solemn nod of personal duty.
Cool.
Actually, I don't think I ever asked you guys where you're from.
None of your business.
I don't know that town.
I hate you.
Where am I from?
Well, where on the map do you want to be from? Well, major halfling communities are...
You said it was down, like, near the giant thing.
Yeah, Isle of Giants reaches the halfling homeland, though halflings can be from other places, especially for Ghostwise halflings who often exist in isolated communities. Either they're secretive communities within the halfling communities of the Isle of Giants Reach, or they're from wherever the hell there's nature.
Wherever the hell there's nature, that awfully narrows it down.
Or forests that can support giant owls.
Because the Isle of Giants Reach on the map that we have is not a very large place with a lot of things on it, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it's cut off. Is it a big island?
Yeah, it goes further south.
Okay.
Big island for little people.
Yes.
Yay.
Alright, so you can just tell me, like, the island, probably.
Yeah, I could probably just say that.
Okay.
That's good. That works.
I know the continent, I know the shelf, the shelf words. Corvus says that he knows well the shelf near that island. He travels around it to get to Gather Place. He says as if you should know where that is.
I should probably know where that is.
No, it's an underwater place.
Oh, okay. I thought.
You know a lot of things, but that's just kind of esoteric.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought you kind of said that like it was a place on the island, so I thought it's a kind of generic name.
It is a generic name, but you've never actually heard it before.
Oh, okay.
He must be talking about more underwater places.
Okay.
That are important. That are important to him, but completely like out in the sticks to everyone who doesn't breathe water.
All right. Cool.
Anyway, it was great to meet you, and I really appreciate your feedback on my music. It's pretty great. I know. It's fine. Anyway, but we gotta go, so we wish you
I did not hear your name.
Oh, no, I said Gita.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you did. I feel like there were introductions missing, though, he says rather dopily.
That's okay.
These are my friends. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Good, perfect. Fine by me.
That look was just wonderful, by the way.
I missed it.
You can catch it on the replay later.
She was like, it was like that Reddit face that I always
camera.
use. It's like.
The look of disapproval.
Yeah. We slowly try to edge away from this guy. I don't know what he...
He just gives you a happy wave off as though it's perfectly normal for people to back away from him slowly.
Oh, I feel that.
So, like...
Yeah, I was into that, but he's kind of an empty vessel. Not really.
Wow.
It's great for you.
Wow. Wow.
Y'all are so nice.
Thank you.
Along so
But you know
well.
what? I'm not looking for that type of thing right now. I really am trying to find my place in the world.
I feel that.
How did I get here? How did I get here? I just wanted the sword.
Best friends.
Best friends. Okay, so...
I feel like we should have asked him more things. But I don't know what.
Do you know something else you want to ask him?
No.
Yeah. Just a weirdo.
Now I see why people are sitting around staring.
But just like they've been staring for so long, it's like,
Yeah.
A, aren't you tired? B, that's rude to begin with. Like, okay, be rude, fine, whatever. But like,
As you're
go
moving
back to
through
your
the
food,
crowd,
guys.
Yeah.
I'll
as you're
pay for
talking
that.
about this moving through the crowd, you realize people are coming and going to join and leave the spectacle. And also said, yeah, but he's super entertaining, someone in the crowd just says as you're passing.
Oh. Is it? He's just sitting there.
To who? Grannies?
Wow, good one.
Yeah. Thank you for saying.
An elderly woman in the crowd says she resembles that remark.
I laugh heartily and pat her on the back, perhaps a little too hard, and then continue leaving with everybody.
God.
We're so bad.
I feel like this is becoming a very traditional D&D group at this point. Just shenanigans, avoiding our responsibilities.
Avoiding the hell out of our responsibilities. What are we doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Well, let's take a quick look at this new graphic feature I'm going to implement now, the quest marker.
Oh my god.
Cool.
The party, to our knowledge, has the following quest lines open in their queue. There's no actual quest lines to say, like, I'm just referencing like video game quest lines. You have Medicine from Afar, which is the
Right.
settling your debt with the owner of Potions and Apothecary Works. And then there is the matter of the curiosity of that burglary you're all there for,
Oh, yeah.
which you have information for gained last session in a good cop, bad cop interrogation, which you bribed your way into and then tricked your way out of.
Lord.
Which will certainly in no way come to haunt you later.
No, absolutely not. Why would it do that?
Hashtag no
Certainly not come and haunt you later.
Oh, I'm glad to hear your reassurance.
Yeah.
It really helps help us.
Yeah. That settles that matter.
Yep. Well, we got the information about the merchant, right?
You got information about the merchant kids and why they did the thing they did.
You drew an eye on the Kikavura.
Worried about Fishman praying hard.
Can we read about it?
What? Should we be worried
Oh.
that he was doing that?
I don't know.
There's lots of religious fanatics in the city, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll ignore it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
What was the name of the merchant?
Arngal?
The merchant who the
mob boss.
the mob guy. Oh, mob. The gambling den. The gambling den fellow, whom the children were indebted to, was Arngal.
Yeah.
Arngal.
Who was running a gambling den out of the Saucy Pigeon.
I will love that
I did write the Saucy Pigeon. I just kind of want to go to the Saucy Pigeon, even if we don't do anything there.
Oh boy.
You guys want to go to the Saucy Pigeon?
Not particularly.
I guess.
Maybe we should get some coffee first. We have coffee in this world.
3 coffees to go, please.
Well, let's see. You are on the Mediterranean, a big hub of trade with the Near East and the South. So, yeah, coffee could be a thing that's in the area.
Aembron just always has a flask of coffee.
Yes, she does. God, she's turning into me. I don't like that.
Welcome to the first character most people play.
I know. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. And they're making me do it.
Well, the best way to avoid that in the future is just think of something completely opposite to everything you do.
If we discussed this.
Yeah,
we went
you
over
weren't
this.
sure. Okay,
Oh, God.
we did discuss this.
In great length.
In great length, that was
detail.
mostly, for the most part, cut from the session 0.
Yeah, you only want to see me cry.
Things got a little intense.
It's fine. It's better this way, I
Yeah.
think. Okay, so...
Trudging along behind you as you're very Genki. Off we go.
He old elvish.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the Saucy Pigeon.
Oh my
And get some pigeon boyfriends.
No.
That's a different game.
No.
Heading toward the docks past midday, they're full of activity. Shipping, fishing, transport, people moving stuff onto ships, off of ships, ships being led into harbor, roped down, anchors being dropped, anchors away, ships leaving. It's a busy and bustling place. Sailors all around, cursing to their heart's content, as sailors are wont to do.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, sorry.
There are human sailors, there are halfling sailors, there are Aarakocra sailors. Birdmen.
Oh, yeah.
No, I wrote it down. I was looking.
Even some saltbeard dwarves.
Saltbeard?
Well, just a nickname dwarven sailors get.
Oh, okay.
Salt in their beards.
That makes sense.
Oh, cute.
Nice. Well,
Even a few dragonborn sailors.
all right.
And, at least from one ship, making a very big scene at one of the ships in the dock, is a large hulking figure covered in brown matted hair with a snarling face, growling in some other language at a bunch of sailors in argument. Doesn't seem like it's going to turn violent, but it's very loud. Yes?
I have comprehend languages today.
Yes, you do.
Ooh.
Do you want to cast that spell to understand this argument?
I do. I want to instigate.
Very well. Cast the spell. And mark one of your spell slots used.
Yeah.
You can take 10 minutes or so, I believe, to cast it as a ritual, correct? But that takes time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, casting that spell, your ears make better understanding of all the languages around you, as the disparate talk of sailors from foreign shores become clear as day, especially this shouting match in between human and, as I'm describe this man's species, bugbear and goblin.
Oh.
They're the largest species of goblins.
Okay.
And he is arguing with them about a tariff that only his ship is paying because he's a goblin, and that's the way this town operates, isn't it?
Oh, hell no.
He's explaining how he didn't sail from Wyvernport through a storm for this bullshit.
I feel that.
Live is here.
So it went right away.
Well, they went through a storm, so yes.
Oh, yeah.
His ship does look a little beaten, and his crew is a mix of other goblin subspecies and dragonborn.
What's he got on this ship? What's he bringing? Or what can we
It
see?
looks, well, he hasn't started unloading anything yet because he's still arguing with the dockmaster of this particular dock over tariffs and stuff. And though during the course of the conversation, bet loud, he complains about all the shipping, all the olive oil and sheepskins he's shipping.
Oh, sheepskin. Reminds me of home.
Does it?
Yeah. There are farms where I live.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Remember my love for Billy, the gold boy?
No.
Sheepherder?
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
In my town.
Uh-huh. Right. Your origin story. Well, you didn't tell us this in character.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Not in character, outside character.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, well,
He
I'm
seems
reminded of home.
Okay. That's all you need to know.
He seems to be trying to haggle about the tariffs in a very aggressive manner. And the dockmaster is trying very hard not to budge on the matter.
Wow.
I'd
Well,
like to help.
of course you would.
Always something.
I still can't understand, right? So,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, unless you speak Goblin.
No. So,
No.
are you going to...
Can I just grab them and like we walk
Oh, I
off?
get +2 languages in my choice. Oh, no, I chose already. Never
Grab
mind.
who?
Yeah.
Both of them.
And wait, what?
Wait,
And
you
do
grabbed us? And did
What?
what? You like
You
have
just
us under
pick
your
us up
arm?
and
Yes.
like you wanted
what?
to.
I'm derailing this adventure.
Oh my god.
So as you're on your way to the Saucy Mare, suddenly you find yourself
Mare?
the Saucy Pigeon. I'm sorry.
that's less funny.
Is there another one called
That's
the
a different.
Saucy
That's a
Mare?
ship from a different story, which is stuck in my head.
That's a different one.
As you're on your way to the Saucy Pigeon, arms akimbo as you walk, and you, arms kind of down as you are frustratedly dragged along, you both suddenly feel your feet lose contact with the ground.
Come on, kitties.
Says your devil-horned friend, as she picks you up and turns on her heel towards the sound of shouting.
What is happening?
We just got
Do you resist?
carried along.
That's what I say.
Oh, okay. You just like kind of bewildered. Like,
Yeah, just like, well, this is happening now. I don't
this
care
is my
enough,
life,
so.
I guess.
You can resist.
I'm not going to resist.
Are you gonna resist?
Half-heartedly. 'Cause I know you're just gonna drag me along anyway.
Okay.
No, stop, please.
What you doing there?
Oh my god.
You come to the backs of the dockmaster and his intimidating guys, who he has next to him, and the sea captain before them.
Wait, is she talking to them while we're still under her arms?
Probably.
Okay.
It's a very short walk to get there. They're right over there. So you're there.
Yeah.
Argument's still happening.
What is the problem here? What's going on?
All
Can I
right.
help you?
The dockmaster and his two intimidating burly sailor guys turn to face you. And the hobgoblin, oh, not the bugbear, not the hobgoblin, just kind of looks down from the gangplank of his ship at you. The dockmaster says, "Sorry, miss, this is a private affair."
I'd like to cause a scene.
Do you say that, or are you just
I'm
This is
thinking
an A&B conversation. Please see yourself out.
You'd like to cause a scene.
I'd like to see your manager.
You'd like to see the manager.
Now, Erica, your hair is, if you put it all to one side, that can be the kind of see your manager haircut.
Oh my god, no. Please don't.
And so they were the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Wait, did you
And
say
death.
Did you say that?
Death drove a minivan.
Did you actually say that out loud?
What?
I'd like to see your manager.
Yes.
Make
See your
a
manager.
make a persuasion charisma or make a charisma persuasion check or a charisma intimidate check, please.
Bored.
D20.
7.
He just kind of looks at you and says, "Shove off,"
Okay, push.
and then turns away from you to return to shouting back and forth with the goblin sea captain.
Well, that's not very nice. That's all I yell. That's it.
Y'all aren't gonna.
One of the burly
No, I'm not gonna.
one of the burly men turns,
plan.
looks
Still
at
holding us in the air.
Could you
What
put
are we
us
supposed to
down
do?
at least? Like,
when you say that wasn't very nice. One of the burly men turns around, looks over at you, and echoes, "Shove off," when your feet touch the ground.
Oh, you put me down?
Sure.
Oh, thanks.
Sure.
1 second. I'm sure there's something I can use here.
And
Let's go. I'm debating whether I should. No, I don't want to enter into combat.
No.
No.
Please, no.
in the open,
Not
in a
worth
public
it.
space,
Sure, it's fine.
in front of witnesses.
I just want to get this captain dude on my good side.
Really, if only there was a spell you could use.
What is there?
Can't you use friend again? Isn't that a cantrip or is that a spell slot?
But that's only for a minute.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true. That wouldn't work for very long. And then he'd be mad.
Well,
and then it'll come back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah, and probably not be great.
you could join in with the captain's accusations that he's being overcharged for being a goblin.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
Do you want to say that very loudly?
Sure.
Please say that very loudly.
Oh my god.
Okay, I said it very loudly.
All right, make your charisma check, not against the dockmaster, but just against the crowd in general on the docks.
16.
Plus your
Nice,
charisma
we're
bonus.
going for
2.
public shaming.
2.
18. Hell yeah.
All right, you begin ranting and raving about. Start with a how dare you, I imagine, and begin ranting and raving loudly in the common parlance about how you are obviously cheating this man because he's a goblin, and that's just not fair. And eventually you get to rabble a small crowd around the area that begin arguing back and forth against the dockmaster and along with the captain. As some people start comparing to each other of different species and sailors what their ships were charged in docking tariffs.
Oh, shit. We started something. You started basically wage comparison.
Yeah. Everybody's like, I had to pay this. I had to pay this. What the F?
Are they all different?
Most people turned out to have paid similar tariffs, but there was discrepancies where dwarf and goblin tariffs were concerned.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
The goblin captain switches from his barking goblin into a broken common, saying, "Ha! Me knew you were charging me over!" in a rough, growly voice. And reaches out with his long arms and starts shaking the dockmaster. While his two burly men, whose two burly sailors try to intervene but are being grabbed by various sailors and being argued and barked at.
Fight. Fight.
Funny you should mention that, as you hear the oncoming tweet of watch whistles for this obvious commotion on the docks.
Oh boy. Sorry, I can't see this one.
Don't worry, there'll be special effects.
Okay. Will there?
Yeah, I've been for the actual play. I've been dropping in. I've been dropping in Creative Commons 0 licensed sound, so
Nice.
public domain noises.
Cool. Okay.
No attribution required, except where I find it requested.
Okay, cool. So the watch is coming.
Yes, the watch is coming.
Yeah, the ones that we duped before, so let's make ourselves scarce, please.
Oh yeah.
You're trying to sneak away from this chaos?
It's chaotic, so
Yeah,
we can
probably easy.
probably get away.
All right. I will ask either one of you carrying everyone or each of you individually to give me stealth checks with advantage.
I don't have stealth.
Then you're giving me a dexterity check.
Sweet, I have stealth.
So D20 plus whatever.
Dex mod.
Thank you. 10.
10?
So I have
With advantage.
Oh,
Roll twice and choose the better roll.
5. Awesome.
So what's the total?
10.
10.
First roll was better. So I have stealth.
Yep. You add the whole stealth skill.
Wow. Okay, 6 plus 6 and 7 plus 6 and 13. Shit.
Okay. Training doesn't account for everything sometimes.
Yeah, no.
5.
Jesus Christ.
Advantage.
Roll again.
Use the better result.
4.
What the hell is happening with these? We must really not be able to get through this crowd. Maybe it's like formed a wall of people.
As you're sneaking away, people are trying to flag the guards down, trying to tell them that the dockmaster's been cheating people. And while this is going on, the dockmaster also hurriedly points out to some of the watch captains one of the watch people is asking, who's disturbed all this peace? And the dockmaster himself manages to shout out loud enough, "They did it! It was them!" Pointing at the three of you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, we didn't get
And one of the guards says, "Hold it right there," while other guards try to break up this near scuffle.
Awesome.
Can I do a minor illusion large enough to cover all three of us?
Hold the phone.
Hold.
I've got fog today.
Okay. Are you going to cast fog?
Yeah, I think I need to cast fog.
And that would be both
You
of
are
your.
well prepared for today.
Yeah, but you only get 2 spells, right? Those
Yeah,
are the 2.
So that's
So
it.
I'm
You're done until
Are you
get
sure
a
you
long
don't want
rest.
me to try to do minor illusion?
That can only cover a 5-foot cube.
She's too tall, right?
No, she fits in the 5-foot cube. It's just also people can easily get.
Lost in the...
Yeah.
The cube doesn't move.
No. Well, you have to move it every turn.
Oh.
But if you want to fog cloud this,
Yeah, I better fog it.
Yeah.
pick up fog cloud, pick up your friends, and cheese it.
Okay. Do I have to do anything for that? Or?
You just say where you're placing the fog cloud within range.
20-foot radius.
Okay, that's good enough.
Within 120 feet of you.
Who is it?
It's very long.
So you can place it on the guards, you place it on yourselves, or you place it between you guys and the guards.
Between us.
All right, you've placed your fog cloud. Just kind of wave your fingers magically and say arcane words, and blow a mist out of your mouth that takes the form of a great fog cloud.
Sure, it's not the smoke from her ass.
Was that?
Nothing. She didn't say anything.
It's not a problem.
And with the aid of that fog cloud and beating feet, you seem to lose your pursuers.
Nice one.
Well, that didn't work out.
Well, where are you heading now?
I guess we'll go to the salty pigeon or whatever it was.
The saucy pigeon was back on the docks where you left all that chaos.
Oh no.
Do you want to venture back towards that area?
Oh shoot. Was it like really close to that area?
Yeah, it was in the whole dock
right
area.
there.
Well,
Where was...
dinner time?
No, not yet.
we just
It's mid-afternoon
Just like in real life.
Jesus.
Wait, so Armgo was going to be
at the saucy pigeon.
at the saucy pigeon.
What if...
But now you seem to have done a few things that could garner watch attention in the long run or the short run.
Sorry.
If only you had a reason not to be in town.
If only, which I was trying to say.
So
What if we just kept running away from the town?
towards the town we're supposed to be going
Yeah,
to?
we got a job to do.
That's true, and who knows how much
We'll be gone for at least a week. If we just go there and back, things will die down in the meantime.
that's true. And again, who knows how much percentage she's going to charge extra per day that we don't get it. She seems
hell,
like
I
the
hadn't
type.
thought about that.
Okay.
Good call.
All right. So you're heading towards the gates of town?
I guess so. Yeah, let's go.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Coursing through the town quickly, putting your friends down after you've gotten some distance from the docks, you run through the length of town with all your regular traveling supplies already on you, and some provisions for at least a few days' travel.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to get out onto the open road with little stopping you, because most people just walking out of town on foot aren't accosted. The gate guards will stop carriages and wagons because, tariffs and trade. It's a port town. And before long, and within the hour, Southgate is a shadow of its former self behind you, on the open trade roads to the south. And the low woods loom ahead.
Okay.
And with that, a few minutes early, or just a minute early, we're going to take a short break and then come back for the rest of this session of Dansu and Dragons.
Oh boy.
Woo! We screwed a bunch of stuff up in that town.
Yeah, good job, guys.
How long have we been here for? 2 days?
It's not even. It has not been a whole day.
Just 2 days.
And
All right, we'll be right back. And welcome back to Dansu and Dragons, Session 3. I'm Mike, your host, and we pick up where we left off. I hope everyone had a good break. I know we got some snacks on the table, refreshed ourselves. Hope you all did the same. When last we left the party, they had just fled the city of Southgate after assorted shenanigans. And now they walk the countryside road to the south. The coastline disappearing as it veers away from the road, and the low wood appearing in the distance. As we cut to the map real quick.
We're walking through the low wood together,
Well, no,
right?
the road goes along the low wood.
So we're
Okay.
outside. We're on the edge of the forest.
Well, you're not there yet. It's ahead of you.
It will. We
But it's
will
gonna
be
run.
ahead.
It's gonna run the north side of it, right?
Yeah, it'll run on the north side of the forest.
Okay.
And the road will take us all the way there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a port town, so all roads in the area lead to it.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a local town. It's in the purview and in this part of the kingdom. And as you travel, Gita.
That's me.
Oh, this is the way you came into town from.
Oh my God.
In fact, as you're walking around, you see a large structure of ancient moss-covered stones arranged some on top of each other in a circular pattern, just off from the road a ways.
Is that one of the thingies that we talked about?
That's one of the things that we talked about.
Oh.
There's a local landmark we can note for the map purposes later of Fairy Rock.
Fairy Rock. Oh.
Locals keep away from it for ancient stories and superstition.
It's probably fine.
Let's keep going. Let's go a little faster. Let's go.
Okay, wait, I just want to... Okay, so this is a natural one.
That is a natural occurring place that you could perform that ritual at without cost,
Okay.
if you were so inclined.
Without cost.
Right.
Okay. Because here it says 10 minutes of focus or travel, or is that with a different one?
10 minutes of focus or travel on one of those locations.
Okay. Oh, okay, if I'm making a magic circle, but I'm not. Okay, can I, figure out where it goes?
Well, you know where it goes. It goes beyond the hedge. It goes into the Feywild.
Yeah.
We're just going to take a quick side to explain some things. After the start of this game in our first session, I gave everyone significant and variable boons for their character's backstory. Gita, as a forest gnome who came from the Feywild, she has an ability that will allow her to open up naturally existing pathways to other planes, and perhaps learn how to access other planes as well in the future. So it's not quite plane shift, but it is the power to, hey, this is a very specific natural formation that opens into the Feywild. I can figure out how to get to the Feywild from here. Meanwhile, Aembron has a ghostwise halfling spirit owl.
Yeah, dude.
Whom she has not yet summoned, but has been in the periphery of events so far. And Eris has an ability that allows her to craft undead as though they were magic items and attune to them to control them. But it's very costly, and it bears some risk.
Yeah, I know. I keep oh my God. Well, I don't think we can use that really right now.
It
so
wouldn't really be helpful, but you know it's there.
I'm going to make a mental note then.
Okay.
That it is there. Could you make a note on there?
How far away is it?
I don't know. It's right outside, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Rika. All right.
fairy stones.
We need a bigger map. Maybe scrawling on.
I should do, if I can, I'll do a close-up of this area.
Okay.
Erica, can you just draw a big square or rectangle around the general area we're going to be in? Thank you. It doesn't have to be that nice. I'm going to redo it. Anyway, okay. So let's continue on then.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh
I
no.
like that.
Me either.
That's unprompted.
All right. The rest of the afternoon passes without incident.
Oh, God.
Occasionally, you are passed on the road, with people heading back toward the city on various wagons transporting goods. And every so often in the sky, at least if you're looking for it, you do notice that keeping pace with you or hanging back or ahead is a very large bird.
Birdman, Birdman.
Not any birdman right now, at least.
Oh. We can tell it's like a bird and not a birdman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you care to take notice. Eventually, though...
It's been there.
Eventually, though... Where's that? Night begins to descend, and you're still on the open road.
Oh, no.
Don't like that.
And then it's dark. But in the distance, you see the pinpricks of light that might be the first town along your way.
Well, let's go. Well, don't we all have good vision?
No, we don't.
I have dark vision. Sorry.
Don't you worry about it.
You want me to carry you? We can do piggyback. Oh my god, no. Time to put your piggyback on my back.
Oh my god.
Right. And I said this was... What did I say this town was? Brightstead? The first town? Yep. Well, as you begin... Well, as you continue... It's Brightstead is the first... Brightstead is bright in the night right now.
Okay.
And... In the night, you are unaccosted. As it still takes another few hours to get to town. It's not terribly late at night, but it's still deep into the evening. Though as you approach the town, you smell a distinct mass of smoke, more than just chimney smoke from the various buildings in the town, as though some of the fields you are passing have recently been burned. Or at least some parts of them have been.
That's unfortunate.
Entering the town, which doesn't exactly have any walls, you find that there are still people conducting their evening business. And in fact, the locals, that there is a stable in town which seems full and bustling of skirted and lightly barded horses.
Lightly what? Sorry?
Skirted and lightly barded. Barding.
There are bards on them?
Horse armor.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
Why would we need to know that?
I don't know.
Out of character.
But, you know, for a small town like this, that is a lot of military-grade horses.
Something is happening.
Oh.
Especially with the smell, something is going on.
Okay.
So it might be a little suspicious that we encountered absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Well, just people riding carts and whatnot, but you didn't encounter any trouble.
Right.
So I guess we should just try to find an inn. Maybe we can
There is one inn in Brightside, the Bright Lantern.
The Bright Lantern. They really go with the naming theme. Okay, well, let's go in and try to...
Right. Brightstead, Bright Lantern. It's after the person who found the town.
Oh, I thought you said it was because it was bright at night.
No, I'm saying it is bright at night.
Oh. Okay, well, let's go to the inn.
All right. It's easy to find the Bright...
Thomas Smith, bright.
Something bright.
No, the joke is that it has nothing to do with this.
If it's bright, does that mean everyone's getting slapped in the town? Ha 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 ha. It's a Gundam joke, never mind. Okay.
Oh my god.
I know that reference.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
No.
Anyway, it wasn't a good joke. Let's just move on.
Good or bad, it's subjective. I was entertained. All right.
We're in the inn.
The inn itself, as you approach the Bright Lantern, noted for a sign that actually has a lantern hanging in an opening in the middle of the sign.
Oh, neat.
Pretty.
That's not dangerous at all.
The public house and inn is raucous with activity. It seems that there are a lot of men in brightly striped, puffy clothes.
Sweet.
Mercenaries, foreign and local.
Oh.
It's a style that they wear. For various lancers and swords for hire, who dress gaudily to show off their numbers and their own specific brand. With various floppy feathered hats, halberds, pikes, swords. They are men, orcs, and dwarves dressed in this way, seeming to be deep in their cups and enjoying themselves, while most people who look like they are day laborers or farmers or local features of the town seem rather dour and upset. As too many different conversations and bits of information are flying around for any who wish to try and eavesdrop in.
You mean like us? Constantly eavesdropping?
Or, you know, go ahead and see if there's any room left in the inn to have room.
We should definitely talk to the innkeeper.
Alright.
Okay, I'll do it. Let's talk to the innkeeper. I'll do it.
Okay.
So
use that charm.
charm. Okay.
You approach the bar. It towers over you.
Oh. Hey, can you give me a boost now that we're friends?
Okay.
Thank you.
Hopping up, standing on a stool, you flag down the bartender. A heavy-set young man cleaning a glass. Can I help you?
Does he look as dour as everyone else, or does he look kind of...
He's keeping in. He's trying to be a good host. He definitely has something on his mind, though.
Okay, well, Gita's dumb, so she is gonna just ignore that. And be like, and a fine evening it is too, sir. Have you any rooms left in this inn?
We got 2 left.
2 left. And how many beds?
Straw beds, both. Big bed.
Oh.
1 bed.
Just
1 bed a room. They're big
got a
beds.
little, all right. Well, we can fit in those beds.
Something that we haven't done. Unfortunately.
There were 4 beds in the boarding house room.
There are 4.
I described it, and they were sized for medium creatures.
Too bad we were spooning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's up there. You guys do what you want to do. 20 for spooning.
Okay. How much per night? How much per night? There we go.
3 silver a room. 3 silver a room.
We'll take it, good sir, but could you perhaps give us a discount for entertainment?
No, Gita.
Let him speak.
I can spot. Oh, if you can get the room, if you can help keep the room drinking, I'll spot you 1/3 the cost.
Third?
And and he says, I'll throw in breakfast in as well.
Do it.
Well, they're like, oh yeah, food, let's go. You have yourself a deal, sir.
He takes your hand and shakes it with a single firm shake, and says, I'll set up the stage. By which he literally just takes a rather broad pallet and puts it against a far wall and angles a mirror by a lantern to put light on it.
Yes.
And he says, hey, we got a traveling minstrel, wants to play some music. So compliments of the house, he says, to the cheer of the mercenaries and the half-hearted cheer of the townspeople.
Not this shit again.
So Gita, you are actually trained in how to play musical instruments, but we said for your characterization you are kind of bad at it. So what I'm going to do to represent this is you will make your performance rolls for as tone deaf as your character is with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's still a chance you could do something amazing.
Twice, and then you take the lower one. Remember?
Yeah, but do I have to like add anything to it? Or just...
You add your performance, which is your proficient. I believe you're trained in that skill.
Actually, I have a 4 performance.
I know.
Okay.
I'm aware you got that for free.
Wow.
Okay.
Snark that wasn't figured.
Here we go. 20.
Damn.
It's 20. I don't think I can roll higher than that, so
No,
I'm gonna go with 20.
Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Forgot. Because I'm bad. Oh my god, if I get like a 1, if I get a 1, I'm gonna flip my shit.
What is it? Did we actually? Well, look at the bright side. It's not a 1.
So 6 total.
Okay, so it's.
Oh, I got a 20 though. Your first 20.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to say the higher roll is how you think you did. I thought you'd appreciate that. But it does start.
4 versus 6.
It does start off as you begin making kazoo sounds on a recorder rather strongly as you may go ahead, as you start just whistling and tweeting away and somehow hitting those kind of extended notes. And 6. You still keep the people who are rather drunk amused and entertained, but somehow, at the tone and pitch you hit, by music alone, you manage to break one glass over the course of a 40-minute performance or so.
Can I also be just like doing a bad dance routine?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I expect that.
That's the end.
During this debacle,
Yes.
can I be in the back pocket?
Why, yes, you can. For the distraction, you have advantage.
Ooh, okay. All right. Who's the drunkest person in the room?
Well, if you're surveying that, I would like you to give me a perception check.
I'm just like mentally preparing to have to wash dishes in the morning.
12.
12 total?
No, 12 plus.
Plus your perception or your wisdom mod. So just your wisdom mod?
Nothing.
Okay, so 12.
12.
You see one of the mercenaries is so deep in his cups he's not paying attention. He's not paying a... One of the mercenaries is so deep in his cup he's not paying attention to the performance. And he looks rather upset about something as he's talking to one of the other mercs at the table. As you catch up of, I mean, it's like he should have done that. It was his own. It's like your own blood, right? That's how that works for them, right? He's like kind of bewildered by whatever he's haunted by. Everything else we did, but that just doesn't sit right. Thank you.
And Dansu.
And it's that particular merc is a human, kind of balding, mustache that turns into his sideburns going down his cheeks.
Oh.
He just seems so upset by something he has seen, and is talking to a fellow merc about that, who just tells him it'll be fine. Just don't talk about it. It'll be okay. Just don't bring it up to him, and it'll be fine.
Well, what you gonna do?
Well, I'm a busybody, so I do want to check what's in his pockets.
Okay, then make your sleight of hand check as you approach the table and passing through the crowded inn. You make this check.
Ready?
For the distraction, you make this check with advantage.
I'm busy playing my music, so you can do whatever you
Having a
want.
good time. What
Yeah.
are you doing? Drinking alone? Oh no.
Drinking and so am I.
Okay.
All right, Venus, just for Aembron drinking and being amongst the townspeople and not working on their pickpocketing, I will give you some information that you garnered in that time after we resolve this. So please, roll your sleight of hand check.
Oh my god. Wait, she's got 3, right? She got 2, right? Okay.
Yep,
So one
but it
more.
landed on its, did it land on its side because of the...
It was between.
All right.
Okay, so pull it flat and roll again.
That's not a roll. You just dropped it.
Sorry.
Was that a 1?
Yes,
That-
one. Shut up.
And now your second roll,
12.
Yay.
12 plus your sleight of hand,
3.
so 15. Okay,
Not so bad.
all right. He doesn't notice as you pass his chair and dip your hand down into the satchel tied to his waist. And you're able to walk away with coins or something interesting.
Do
Do
I
you-
want something interesting?
Something interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Wheel of Fortune going like this. So you pulled out.
We already made the jank joke earlier, so.
You pull out, rather than the coins that you feel in the purse, you pull out instead a capped leather tube, a scroll case, and secret upon your person.
Cool. I don't want to open this now.
Why not? What if it's personal?
Got a letter.
What if it's a personal letter from his one true love, and you just stole it?
You've already read it. Then I'm sure we're gonna like read it out loud in the room with like, mocking voices,
Vicious mockery.
which I don't have.
Okay.
And now jumping back over to you, Aembron.
Apple bottom.
That's her nickname.
Oh.
Whose nickname is at the bottom?
It's a love letter, right?
Yeah, for whoever this random guy is.
That's the nickname.
Apple bottom.
His name.
Got a booty.
Dear honey necklace.
I assume he's wearing boots with fur.
We're gonna.
Got the whole room looking.
Well, I'm just gonna make a note that this guy's now being referred to as such.
We don't know if it's a love letter. We're just assuming.
We're just talking shit.
I know, but that's a wonderful name to use. The Fierce Mercenary, Applebottom.
It's gonna get around and like all his friends are gonna start calling him that and it's gonna be amazingly embarrassing.
Oh no, if it is that, and his girlfriend or whatever says Applebottom, like we're absolutely telling all his friends. For sure. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, Embron, from your time drinking amid all this ridiculousness and tooting,
Yes.
you're able to glean from some of the townsfolk that people are in a dour mood today because one of the fields was afflicted by a blight, and they had to burn it. Which is very strange to happen so suddenly and so fast, so late in the harvest season. And that's a lot of wheat that got lost.
Thank God one of us was drinking.
And the weird thing was,
You know why?
it just happened in the middle of one of the fields. So a large area starting to blight out, so they had to burn the thing down.
That's weird.
Yeah. If you want, you can spend time pressing for further information.
I don't think Eembron would. Unless she's really in her drink.
No. It's just more to like deal with you.
I am still playing at this point, so I'm surprised the innkeeper didn't stop me. 40. On the bright side, maybe he wants to get rid of some of the...
Hey, it might be fine to clear some people out, or at least get these mercs to go to bed. But then again, they're still drinking, and even though the music's going, they're still kind of partying because they're already deep in their cups.
Their bar is very low.
The mercenaries seem to be an even split between young men and women, so young humans, young orcs, and young dwarves. Orcs not common in this region. So the early notation that they're wearing foreign mercenary dress.
I feel like we've gotten into enough trouble today. Y'all got any spells and things in case we're in trouble?
Yeah, let me just take a look
In
at
case
that
we're in
real
trouble.
quick. All my nothing.
All right.
Ooh.
The evening begins to wind down. And if you do go up to the barkeep saying, hey, I will wash dishes in the morning, I'm sorry my friend kind of sucks at this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, you can make that, and that helps smooth things over a bit further.
So does that like clear out? Like we're still paying the 3 silver with breakfast?
You're still paying the 2 silver with
2
breakfast.
silver with. Well, I mean, we broke a glass, so I don't know.
Mercenaries break glasses too.
Fair.
And he can't prove, no one can really prove what broke the glass. He wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
But saying for point of effect, tweeted so hard, you broke a glass. I'm not talking like a crystal goblet. I'm talking like a hardy glass bottom of a steel stein.
Wow. Okay.
See, I'm really talented. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you'd rolled a 1, local cats would have joined in.
Oh, that
Damn.
might have been in her face.
Yeah. Probably would have sounded better. Oh, gosh.
But as you taper off the end of your performance, you think you did amazing.
Of course.
There we go. That's for you.
And some of the mercenaries who are deep in their cups give a yeah.
Huzzah!
Rose-colored, what is it, earplugs? I don't know.
So,
Okay, not beer goggles. Beer earplugs. There we go.
Earplugs?
Beer plugs. Oh, shit.
beer headphones.
That'll work.
So,
Anyway.
you're able to gain the benefits of a long rest for the night.
Strawberry? Me too. Yes.
And Come the next day, you're able to refresh any spent spell slots and re-prepare your spells, and you regain any spent half of any spent hit dice, and all your hit points back. So a new day.
How much did we spend?
You didn't spend any. You've suffered no damage.
Yeah. No, sorry, money on the room.
It was just 2 silver for the room.
Each or total?
Total.
Oh, wait.
It's a cheap town, and it's already like full up, so he's like, I'm not charging the premium tonight.
2 silver. How many copper is that?
That's 20 copper.
You can't split 3 ways even. That's my maximum paying.
Not me.
What do you mean not you? You slept in there.
So did y'all.
Yeah, but I already made my.
Though in the night, did you want to crack open the tube?
That sounds so dirty.
Crack open the tube.
You know what I mean.
Opening up the leather scroll case, you find it full of, as you begin leafing through it, mercenary contracts. In mostly just mercenary contracts, old campaigns, recent campaigns, like just a history of work of the past several months.
So I found this dude's resume?
Or just contracts he's completed.
Okay.
Or just work he's done, notation that he was notation that he was an apprentice to a man-at-arms in some castle in one of the kingdoms north of Gate, beyond the mountains. And just things he has done, including the most recent one, it looks like, which is very odd because it is on stark white, like bleached vellum. With a kind of like a dragon claw mark at the top of the header.
What does it say?
It is, as you're give me an intelligence check as you're reading it. And if you are trained in the Arcana skill, you can use that.
I am.
Oh, go right ahead. What was the roll?
20. Nice.
Good job.
All right, so that is what's the total then?
24.
Ooh.
As you're reading through this contract, it's just a several month long terms of protection and service contract for mercenary work in basically a private military contract to do work for an individual rather than a governing body. And duration, information about the payment that he's going to be getting every so many weeks, and with bonuses for actions in certain situations. But specifically, you notice as you're reading it that this contract is binding beyond legal means. This contract is a geas. It's magical in nature. Wow. It is a supernatural contract on bleached white vellum, written in the reddest ink you've ever seen.
I love me.
And it's your menstruations faintly smells of necromancy.
Okay.
Additionally, in the contract is basically a clause of, to those not so contracted, silence and secrecy on all matters of our business.
Might say it was a dragon clause. You're welcome. Continue.
In the service of one lord, Therar Raxus Daxer.
I hope that's appearing on the screen right now.
Yeah. Therar Raxus
Which, even though you don't necessarily speak it, you know it is a name in Draconic, probably a dragonborn name.
Raxus Daxer.
Captain Therar Raxus Daxer.
Therar
Lord Captain.
I really hope it's on the screen.
Yeah.
It'll be on the screen.
Okay.
Captain. Thorax. Dex.
Is that the new?
A lot better, actually.
Is that the new like Ant-Man villain? I assume. I don't know.
I'll write that down.
Though as you are reading that, particular contract, in the distance of the night, there is a scream somewhere beyond your door. As the contract in your hand, as you're finishing reading it, glows bright and burns up into ash.
God damn it. Oh shit, did that guy die?
And suddenly there is hubbub and people running about in the rest of the inn beyond your door.
We're not gonna get to sleep, are we?
And you hear a cry out.
Guess we should check.
And you hear a cry out. Someone in the distance beyond your door cry out, call for a barber.
What? Oh. For a barber? Yeah.
Well, barbers were both cut hair and, did surgery.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so it's not a good time. It's
with a harried cry.
It's not.
Do you poke your heads out to see what happened?
I guess so.
I mean, I have cure wounds, so I probably, even though I'm a coward, I'm going to tell you guys to poke your heads out, and I'm going to hide behind you a little bit.
I don't think you're going to be able to help very much.
When you poke your heads out into the hallway, you see...
Oh, this is in the hallway?
Yeah,
it's still inside the...
inside the inn, within the hallway. Because, there's a lot of people staying in the inn.
That's not... I thought it was outside.
No.
Shit.
It's in the inn as you catch sight of two of the mercenaries now in, long nightshirts, hauling a third one back downstairs to the tavern common room. As the man you can clearly see is the one you pickpocketed earlier, looks pale and rather stricken, perhaps even dead.
Boy. Guess he didn't need that violence then.
Is he
Guess he didn't need what I stole then.
I hope by stealing it you didn't kill him.
Should have taken the money.
No, he was talking about it, right? So the contract says that everybody's sworn to secrecy. So once he talked about it...
he was talking about it to another mercenary.
Yeah, he broke the contract. So he messed up.
Really should have taken the money.
Okay. It's just that now we understand
though,
why.
As you're peeking out of your door at what's happening, the two of you can also make a perception check, or any of you can make a perception check who are looking out.
I don't have perception. What should I do?
7 + 3 is 10.
10?
What do I do? I don't have perception.
Add your wisdom mod.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you don't have it, it's whatever you have in
I don't have any wisdom.
Oh.
And by the way, it's in a 1. Wow. 17.
All right.
Fair.
Well, as you watch them cart the man downstairs, did you roll a perception?
No.
Okay, please roll.
15.
Plus wisdom mod, so nothing. The two of you turn back down to look deeper into the top hallway of the building. And you see, just watching from the end of the hall, in the shadows, a figure, still this late at night, for some reason still wearing full plate armor, and a long kind of snout-shaped helm. His pauldrons are spiked, and there is a cape upon his back.
Guys, I don't feel safe.
He stays in the dark, staring out at the men dragging the other man downstairs.
What's going on?
Nah, I'm out.
What's going on?
Beneath the helm, his eyes seem to glow red as he turns and returns to whatever room he was staying in, with a flourish of his cape in the dark.
Oh, he goes back in his room.
Yes. And with that,
Oh, yeah, that's time.
and with that, we end session 3 of Dansu and Dragons.
Oh, we went a couple minutes over.
Yeah, well, we also ended the last one a little early.
Yeah, we did.
So we're going to have a break for lunch and then film the next episode and see all of you in 2 weeks.
Bye. Stupid.
But stupid fun is the
Finger
best fun. Snark puns and finger guns. Good night, everybody.
Good night.